Have you ever stood outside on a truly dark night, far away from the bright lights of the city, where the sky is a deep, velvety black? You look up, and there they are, thousands of them, millions, an uncountable number of tiny, shimmering points of light scattered across the heavens like spilled diamonds. It is a sight that fills you with a profound sense of awe. Each one of those lights is a star, a sun, much like our own. Some are bigger, some are smaller, some are older, and some are just beginning their long lives. It is a humbling experience, one that connects us to something vast and ancient. It makes you feel incredibly small, just a tiny speck in an unimaginably large cosmos. This feeling is not new. For as long as we have been human, we have looked up at the night sky and wondered. Our ancestors saw patterns in the stars, creating stories and myths to make sense of the cosmic display above them. Today, we have telescopes that can see much farther than our eyes ever could. We have sent probes to other planets and have peered into the hearts of distant galaxies. We know that those pinpricks of light are not just decorations, they are real places. They are suns, and around many of them, we now know there are planets, worlds of rock, ice and gas, all orbiting their own stars. The scale of it all is simply staggering. Our own galaxy, the Milky Way, contains hundreds of billions of stars. And our galaxy is just one of hundreds of billions of galaxies in the observable universe. When you try to multiply those numbers, your mind begins to spin. Billions of galaxies, each with billions of stars. The number of potential worlds out there is beyond our ability to truly comprehend. It is an ocean of stars, stretching out in every direction, seemingly without end. It is a universe filled with an almost infinite number of chances, an almost infinite number of possibilities for life to take hold and begin its own journey. This cosmic perspective changes you. It forces you to think beyond your daily life, beyond your town, your country, or even your planet. It connects you to the grand, unfolding story of the universe itself. When you stand under that star-filled sky, a simple, powerful question often bubbles up from deep within. It is a question that has been asked by philosophers, scientists, and anyone who has ever felt that sense of wonder. Amidst all this vastness, all these worlds and all these suns, are we the only ones looking back? Are we truly alone in this immense and silent cosmos? Or is someone, somewhere, looking at their own night sky and asking the very same thing? The idea that we might not be alone is not just a dream or a fantasy. It is rooted in what we have learned about the universe through science. For a long time, we thought our solar system was unique. We thought Earth was a special, perhaps even miraculous exception. But our understanding has grown dramatically. We now know that planets are not rare at all. In fact, they seem to be a common byproduct of star formation. The Kepler Space Telescope, and others like it, have shown us that most stars we see in the night sky likely have at least one planet orbiting them. Our galaxy is not just full of stars, it is full of planetary systems. Think about what that means for a moment. If there are, let's say, 200 billion stars in the Milky Way, and most have planets, then there could be trillions of worlds right here in our own cosmic neighborhood. And many of them might be in the Goldilocks zone, not too hot and not too cold, but just right for liquid water to exist on their surface. Water, as we know it, is a key ingredient for life. So how can we explain this deafening silence? One of the most compelling and unsettling ideas put forward is called the Great Filter. This concept, proposed by the economist Robin Hanson, suggests that there is some kind of barrier or challenge that is incredibly difficult for life to overcome. This strange and unsettling contradiction is what we call the Fermi paradox. The paradox is named after the brilliant physicist Enrico Fermi. The story goes that during a lunch conversation in 1950, while discussing the high probability of alien life, he suddenly asked a simple but profound question. Where is everybody? That question cuts through all the statistics and probabilities. If the universe is so big and so old, and life has had so much time to evolve and spread, why have we found no evidence of it? It is one of the most significant and mysterious questions in all of science. It challenges our assumptions about our place in the universe and forces us to confront some very deep possibilities about life, intelligence, and our own future. The universe might be full of starting lines, but very, very few finish lines. What could this great filter be? It could lie in our past, or it could lie in our future. Perhaps the jump from non-living chemicals to the first simple self-replicating life is the filter. Maybe it is the leap from simple prokaryotic cells to complex eukaryotic cells, which took over 1 billion years on Earth. One of the most straightforward answers to the Fermi paradox is also, honestly, one of the most humbling. Maybe we're not hearing from anyone because, well, there's hardly anyone out there to hear from. It's like winning a cosmic lottery with astronomical odds stacked against you. Perhaps there are only a handful of such worlds in our entire galaxy, separated by immense distances and time. Another fascinating and honestly slightly unsettling possibility is that advanced alien civilizations are out there, but they've chosen not to make contact with us. This idea is famously known as the zoo hypothesis. In this scenario, Earth is like a wildlife preserve, or a zoo exhibit. The advanced civilizations have established a strict non-interference policy, kind of like a prime directive from Star Trek. Let us now turn our attention to one of the most profound and challenging answers to the Great Silence. What if we set all those ideas aside and confront a simpler, more radical explanation? What if the reason we see no signs of advanced galactic civilizations is because there are none? What if, across the 13.8 billion years of cosmic history and the trillions of planets in our galaxy, we are the very first species to achieve technological intelligence? This idea fundamentally reframes the Fermi paradox. The silence is no longer a mystery to be solved. It is the natural state of a young, waking universe. The empty night sky is not a graveyard of failed civilizations, nor is it a zoo where we are being watched. Instead, it is a pristine wilderness, an untouched canvas waiting for the first stroke of paint. If we are the first, then our existence is not just a random occurrence. It becomes like a moment of profound significance for the entire universe. For 13.8 billion years, the cosmos has expanded and evolved in darkness and silence, a magnificent but unthinking machine. There was no mind to perceive the beauty, no consciousness to feel awe, and no one to ponder the meaning of it all. This places a weight upon our shoulders that is almost too heavy to comprehend. We are no longer just another species struggling for survival on a small planet. We become the custodians of cosmic meaning. We are the universe's way of knowing itself. The atoms within us, forged in the hearts of long-dead stars, have finally woken up. This fragile thing we call consciousness, which we experience every moment of our lives, might be the rarest and most precious phenomenon in the entire galaxy. It is a sacred trust, given to us not by a higher power, but by the sheer improbable luck of cosmic evolution. This burden is both glorious and terrifying. It means that every act of discovery, every piece of art, every symphony, and every expression of love is not just a human affair. It is a universal one. While the idea of being first can be inspiring, it also carries a heavy, undeniable weight. It's, in many ways, the loneliest thought a sentient species can have. To look out at the endless ocean of stars and to know, with some degree of certainty, that no one is looking back. To understand that every question we shout into the void will be met only with the echo of our own voice. All of our hopes for cosmic companionship, for learning from ancient wise civilizations, for sharing in a galactic community would have to be set aside. We would be utterly and completely alone in our existence, the sole thinking inhabitants of a vast and silent universe. This solitude is difficult to truly comprehend. Every human story, every myth, and every religion is in some way about connection to each other, to our ancestors, to a higher power. We are a social species, wired for community. The idea that our entire species is an isolated island in an unimaginably large cosmic ocean is a deeply unsettling concept. But this profound loneliness is just one side of the coin. The other side is a sense of boundless potential. If we are the first intelligent life, then the universe is not empty. It is simply unfilled. It is a vast landscape of raw, untapped potential. Every single one of those billions of barren worlds we see is not a disappointment, but an opportunity. They are not graveyards of what could have been, but cradles for what could one day be. We could become the agents of cosmic genesis. We could learn to seed barren but potentially habitable worlds with the building blocks of life from Earth, setting in motion new evolutionary journeys on countless planets. The silent, rocky planets orbiting distant suns could one day be filled with forests, oceans, and a vibrant tapestry of life, all descended from the original spark on Earth. In this future, humanity would become something more than just a species. We would be the ancestors of a galactic family of life. The idea that we might be first forces humanity to grow up. For much of our history, we have thought of ourselves as children in the cosmic scheme of things. We have looked to the heavens for powerful parent-like figures, gods, angels, or wise ancient aliens, hoping for guidance, wisdom, and protection. But if there are no grown-ups, if we are the first ones to reach this stage of awareness, then we can no longer afford to think like children. We must accept that we are the adults in the room. This transition from a cosmic childhood to a cosmic adulthood is perhaps the greatest challenge our species will ever face. Becoming cosmic adults means developing a new kind of wisdom. It requires a long-term perspective that extends far beyond our own lifespans or the next election cycle. We must learn to act as a unified species, recognizing that our petty squabbles and national borders are meaningless when viewed against the backdrop of an entire galaxy that depends on our success. The belief, or even just the hope, that there are older, wiser civilizations out there has created a culture of waiting. We listen to the stars with our radio telescopes, waiting for a signal that will solve our problems or answer our deepest questions. But if we are first, this period of waiting is over. The silence from the stars isn't a test of our patience, it's a call to action. It's the universe telling us that if a message is to be sent, we must be the ones to send it. If a journey to the stars is to be made, we must be the ones to make it. This is a dramatic change in our psychological posture, from passive listeners to active speakers. We must stop waiting to be found and start planning to become the explorers, the pioneers, and maybe one day, the ancestors that future civilizations might look back on as the elder race. Our scientific and technological development should be aimed not just at improving life on Earth, but at securing life's future beyond Earth. Becoming a multiplanetary species is no longer just a cool science fiction idea. It becomes an essential insurance policy for the only known consciousness in the galaxy. Investing in space exploration, sustainable energy, and global cooperation isn't just a good idea, it's our fundamental duty. Our journey began with a simple act of wonder, looking up at a sky full of stars and asking a profound question: are we alone? But it is the simplest, most challenging idea, that we are the first, that forces us to look not just at the stars, but back at ourselves with new eyes. If we are first, the universe is no longer a place we are merely in. It is a place we are a part of in the most intimate way imaginable. When we look out into the cosmos, we are, in a very real sense, seeing ourselves. The universe is looking back at us through our own eyes, experiencing its own magnificence for the very first time. We are not just looking at the universe. You are the universe looking at itself. And the story is far from over. The story of the universe is not something we are reading, it is something we are writing right now with every choice we make. This perspective, the possibility of being the first, is ultimately an invitation. It's an invitation to feel a sense of awe that is deeper and more personal than ever before. It asks us to look at a simple blade of grass, a bustling city, or a newborn child, and see them not as commonplaces, but as expressions of a universal rarity, a preciousness that extends across the entire galaxy. This sense of awe should guide us. It should inspire us to be better. When we truly grasp the stakes, when we understand that we might be the only custodians of consciousness, our perspective on our own world must change. Awe is not a passive emotion, it is an active force. It can be a powerful motivator for change, pushing us to protect our world and unite as a species, not just for our own benefit, but for the sake of the universe itself. Let us embrace this awe in our daily lives. When you look up at the night sky, do not just see distant points of light. See a frontier of infinite possibility that has been entrusted to you, to us. We are living in the most extraordinary of times, the dawn of cosmic self-awareness. We are the generation that is beginning to understand our true place, and with that understanding comes the power to choose our future path. In the end, our story is inseparable from the story of the stars. The carbon in our bodies, the iron in our blood, the calcium in our bones, all were forged in the fiery hearts of stars that lived and died long before our sun was born. We are, quite literally, stardust. For billions of years, this stardust was inert, scattered across the cosmos as cold, unthinking matter. On our small world, through a long and improbable chain of events, that stardust has woken up. The challenges we face today, climate change, global unity, the responsible development of technology, are not just human problems. They are cosmic hurdles. They are the tests that the universe, through us, must pass in order to continue its journey towards greater complexity and consciousness. This connection gives us a profound sense of belonging. We are not lost in the cosmos. We are the cosmos. We are not aliens on Earth. We are Earth. Our mission then becomes clear. It is to live up to our cosmic heritage. It is to be worthy of the 13.8 billion year journey that has led to this moment. It is to ensure that the story of stardust waking up does not end here, but continues to evolve and expand for eons to come. So the next time you feel small or insignificant, remember what you are. You are the accumulated wisdom of billions of years of cosmic evolution. You are the universe's instrument for thought and its vessel for hope. The story of the stars is written in your DNA. Your consciousness is the leading edge of a wave of complexity that has been building since the beginning of time. You are not just looking at the universe, you are the universe looking at itself. And the story is far from over. Our journey through the Fermi paradox and the possibility of being first must end not with a conclusion but with a call. It's a call to the most powerful tool we possess, our imagination. It is our imagination that can build a bridge from our current reality to the kind of future that our unique cosmic position demands of us. We must dare to imagine a future where we have overcome our differences and embraced our shared destiny. Imagine a world where every child is taught that they are a custodian of the cosmos, a keeper of a precious flame. Imagine a global society that works together to heal our planet, not for profit or politics, but because it is the only cradle of life we know. Imagine, in the distant future, our descendants stepping onto a new world, not as conquerors, but as gentle gardeners, bringing the gift of life to a barren landscape. This is the future we must dare to imagine. Let us imagine the greatest story of all, the story of life's journey from a single, fragile planet to a thriving, conscious galaxy, and then let us have the courage to make it our own.